If you've ever found yourself lying awake at night replaying the day and wondering, am I doing something wrong? Why does this feel so hard? Everyone else seems to have it figured out. Why don't I? This video is for you. Not because you need fixing, not because you're failing, but because parenting a child who experiences the world differently can feel overwhelming in ways that aren't always visible to others. This space exists for parents raising children on the spectrum, or children who need a little more understanding, flexibility, and patience than the parenting books often account for. This video is meant for reassurance and reflection, not diagnosis or guaranteed advice. Ready? Because this is Kind Parent Collective, less perfect parent, more real one. When everything feels like your fault. Many awesome parents quietly carry a heavy sense of responsibility. If your child struggles, you may wonder if you caused it. If your child melts down, you may question your response. If progress feels slow, you may blame yourself. This internal questioning often happens in silence, and it can make even small moments feel emotionally exhausting. But wondering if you're doing something wrong doesn't mean you are. It usually means you care deeply. Parenting on the spectrum is not a straight line. One of the hardest parts of parenting a child on the spectrum is that progress rarely looks predictable. There are good days that feel hopeful, followed by hard days that feel like setbacks. Skills may appear and disappear. What worked last week may not work today. This doesn't mean something is broken. It means your child's nervous system is complex and growth doesn't happen in a straight line. Comparison makes everything heavier. It's hard not to compare. Comparison can also make parents minimize the effort their own child is putting in. What looks small on the outside may represent enormous internal work for your child. You might watch other children answer questions easily, sit through activities calmly, or transition without distress, and wonder why your child struggles. But comparison often hides important context. Many children work incredibly hard just to do what others do effortlessly, and many parents are quietly carrying challenges you can't see. Your parenting journey is not meant to look like anyone else's.
Instead of comparing, focus on your children's strengths. Love them for who they are, not what they can or cannot.
You're responding to real challenges. Parenting advice often assumes children have similar regulation skills, sensory thresholds, and communication abilities. But awesome parents are responding to real, layered challenges. Sensory overload, communication differences, emotional intensity, and nervous system fatigue. Adjusting your approach isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of attunement. Many therapists and child development professionals emphasize that responsive parenting looks different when children have different needs. The invisible work you're doing matters. Much of what you do doesn't show up on the outside. You anticipate triggers, you adjust routines, you translate the world for your child. You regulate yourself when things get hard. This invisible labor takes energy, and even when no one applauds it, it matters deeply. Your child feels that safety, even if they can't always express it. When you feel tired, not confident. Some days, parenting doesn't feel empowering, it feels draining. Many parents confuse exhaustion with inadequacy, even though they are not the same thing. Feeling depleted often means you've been giving a lot, not that you're doing something wrong. You might feel touched out, emotionally spent, or unsure if you're making the right choices. You may crave reassurance but feel guilty asking for it. Feeling tired doesn't mean you're failing, it means you've been showing up again and again. Rest isn't a reward, it's a necessity. There is no perfect way to do this. Social media, parenting books, and well-meaning advice can create the illusion that there's a right way to parent. Perfectionism can quietly increase pressure on both parent and child. Letting go of it often creates more room for connection and repair. But children on the spectrum don't need perfect parents. They need parents who are willing to learn, adapt, and repair when needed. Mistakes don't erase connection. In fact, repair often strengthens it. What your child really needs from you. Your child doesn't need you to have all the answers. They need safety, consistency, curiosity, a regulated presence. These needs don't require constant energy or flawless responses. They're built through everyday moments, showing up, trying again, and staying emotionally available. Even on the hard days, your willingness to keep trying builds trust. Over time, that trust becomes the foundation for growth. What professionals often remind parents. Many therapists, occupational therapists, and developmental specialists remind parents of this. Children develop regulation through repeated experiences of being supported, not through pressure to get it right. This perspective helps shift focus away from outcomes and toward relationship. Regulation and trust grow over time through consistency, not urgency. Progress often comes from small, steady moments of connection, not big breakthroughs. You're allowed to have mixed feelings. You can love your child deeply and still feel overwhelmed. Holding mixed emotions doesn't mean you're ungrateful or negative. It means you're processing a complex experience honestly. You can feel proud and exhausted at the same time. Hopeful and discouraged, committed and unsure. These feelings don't cancel each other out. They coexist and they're human. If no one has told you this lately, you are not behind. You are not failing. You are not doing this wrong. Sometimes parents need to hear reassurance as often as children do. Support isn't a sign of weakness, it's part of staying resilient. You are navigating a complex journey with care, even when it doesn't feel graceful, and that counts for more than you know. Instead of asking, "What am I doing wrong?" you might try asking, "What is my child showing me they need right now?" This reframe invites curiosity instead of judgment. It helps shift the focus from self-blame to understanding. This shift doesn't remove the challenges, but it often softens the weight of self-blame. Parenting on the spectrum asks more of you, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes physically. If you're overwhelmed, it's not because you're failing. It's because this work is real, meaningful, and demanding, and you are still here. Thank you for spending this moment with Kind Parent Collective. To all the awesome parents listening, you are learning, you are adapting, and you are doing more right than you realize. And if today was rough, you still did enough. Catch you on the next one.